Well, welcome everyone. Thanks for coming. Today we're going to make some ice cream. I think you'll like that, have some fun. When I make ice cream, I go to the supermarket, to the public supermarket, and I buy my ingredients there. So today we're going to make Cookie Monster ice cream. So let's see what's in Cookie Monster. We have the milk, cream, sugar, and skim milk right here. That's a fresh blend that just came out of the cow. And let's see, I've got a bag of Chips Ahoy we're going to put inside there. And what else we got in here? I've got some, here's some Hershey syrup. That's going to go in. I like that too. And we've got one of Sammy's toys that looks like a duck. So I don't think the duck will go in the ice cream. And some chocolate chips. That looks good. I found that I could be reading the Magna Carta to people and it wouldn't matter as long as they're going to get ice cream. And a bag of Oreo cookies. So that's everything that's going to go into the machine. So I'll show you how this works. My grandfather, a long, long time ago, 110 years ago, was making ice cream with something like this. Then he turned this crank for about almost an hour, just all long time, just turning that, and that's how he made ice cream. That was a long process. Well, he needed something simpler, so he went back to his house and he invented a more modern way of doing that. It's the same idea, just a little faster. And I'll put this all together. This is just a part that's going to turn all these pieces so that when I turn it on, it'll spin around and it'll work just like the little wood machine. It'll scrape the ice cream off the walls. And I'll put that in. Okay, and then this is the part that's going to turn around inside the machine and scrape the ice cream off the walls. It's going to take about 10 minutes to make. Not too long. So we'll put this in. Close that up. Now, just like it's very important that you wash your hands before lunch or dinner or breakfast, I'm going to wash the machine. I'm going to put some water and some soap in there, and that's going to clean the machine before we run it. And then I'm going to turn the machine on and let it spin around just like when you put your hands under the sink, you're washing your hands. This is going to wash the machine. Now it's spinning around this way inside there. Isn't that fast? Now, just like after you wash your hands and you have soap all over them, you want to rinse your hands under the faucet. So I'm going to rinse the machine with some clean water. And again, we'll turn it on. And we'll put this away. Now it's all washed. And I'll put this over here so that anything I'm going to use will also be washed. And I'll wash my own hands. Now, we're going to put the mix in. Put this away. And this is my milk and my cream and sugar. Make sure the gate's closed. And we'll just pour that in like that. Okay. Now that liquid is going to turn into ice cream. So I'll turn this on, setting it for homemade ice cream. And now I want to get it cold, so I'm going to turn on this switch. Set a simple timer. Now we put the fun stuff in. Oh boy, this is the best part. Let's see. So these are the Oreo. These are the chocolate chip cookies. And they're going to go right in the machine. Does this look good? It looks good to me. I do use skim milk in here because skim milk is actually heavy cream with all the fat removed. So when you're drinking skim milk, it's got all the same good ingredients as heavy cream, but without the fat. The fat is removed. In the dairy industry, they call that milk solids, not fat, meaning it's got all the good stuff, all the milk solids, but it doesn't have the fat. So it gives extra oomph or body to the ice cream without raising the fat level. So now we have the Oreo cookies. Let's put them in. I had another bag of these, but I noticed that half a row of them was gone. And I asked Paula about it, and she said, oh yes, I ate them on my way home from the supermarket. They were calling to me. I know I've done that. The big difference between ice cream and gelato is the fat content. Ice cream is 10% fat, and gelato is usually around 8%. And it doesn't sound like much, 2% difference. But when you buy whole milk at the supermarket, that's 4% milk. If you buy low-fat milk, it's 2%. It's only a 2% change, but it's enough to make a world of difference in taste. So one of the companies we put into business, two of them, Haagen-Dazs, we put into business, and Ben & Jerry, they are a high-fat ice cream and very delicious. Haagen-Dazs began, we had a factory up in New York near Yankee Stadium, and Haagen-Dazs was started by a gentleman named Reuben Mattis and his mother. And they began Haagen-Dazs. They made up the name. I had a sister living in Denmark at the time, and I said, "What does Haagen-Dazs mean?" And she said, "I'll get back to you." And so she got back to me about a week later, and she said, "It doesn't mean anything, it's made up." But at the time, I have to go get a knife. I'll be right back. Back in 1970, everybody was buying things from Europe, Scandinavian furniture, and anything that was European was thought to be good. So they put a map of Denmark on the container and a little star where the main city was, Copenhagen, and made up the name Haagen-Dazs, and everybody bought it because they thought it was imported. Now, have I got everything here? No, I forgot the Hershey syrup. Oh, we got to have that. Whoops. Let's just put a good amount in there. Oh, boy. So now all my ingredients are in there, and in a few minutes, it'll come out as ice cream. Hey, Jack?
Yes, sir.
You want to see if they can bring Sammy in to say hello, just to see her?
Will do, Steve.
Thanks. Sammy is, her name is Samantha Jane Thompson, and Sammy is our new pet mascot for Emery Thompson. We had, in our other videos, Sarah Jane Thompson, and Sarah Jane, our previous dog lasted, she lived for almost 14 years. So I picked Sammy up in New York and flew her down. She flew on JetBlue Airlines with me. She had her own seat right next to me, and flew down from New York just about 3 weeks ago now. She was only about this big, and we filmed her then so everybody could see what she looked like, and now she's gotten this big, and she continues to grow. And she's going to be, today I weighed her this morning. She was, I think, 12 pounds. And in a few months, she'll be 75 pounds. She'll be this big. And here she comes. You want to stand out here?
She just woke up from her nap.
She just woke up from her nap?
Yeah.
Hi, sweetie.
So good for her.
She's a golden retriever. And besides calling her Sammy, we also call her Pup NATO because she can run faster than any of us and tear up the place. She's chewing up the furniture. She's chewing up Paula's sneakers. Everything. Yeah, you're looking good there, sweetie.
She wants to go back to her nap.
Okay, back to your nap.
All right.
See you later. Yes.
For everybody who didn't get to go on the website and see, can you explain to them that what you meant when you said that you gave Haagen-Dazs and Ben & Jerry's their start, that they use your machines, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think some of them are missing that the Emery Thompson is that the machines are the focus. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Haagen-Dazs invented their own flavors, and that's what makes it so great. But it was processed on our machinery, meaning it was made on our machines. So that's how they got their start. Now that's almost ready. What I'm looking for is when I can open it and close it quick and it cuts off like that, it's ready. It's just about doing that. I'm just going to let go a little bit longer.
How much ice cream will that make?
This one is making 3 gallons at one time. So that's, let me go off camera. That's making one of these in about 8 minutes. And then the next size up makes 2 of these in 8 minutes. This one over here makes half of a tub in 8 minutes. And the little one makes a quarter of a tub. And we sell these all over the world. You can go anywhere in the world and find our machines.
Are they all made here?
Everything is made here. Yeah, all made in the USA. My grandfather was Emery Thompson. They had funny names back then. His first name was Emery. And I don't think you know anybody today named Emery. But Emery Thompson took us from the wood bucket to a modern day machine 110 years ago. And he had the first official, it's called a patent. A patent is the US government saying, yes, you've invented something that nobody else has ever done. And they give you a right to, since you invented it, nobody else can copy it for a number of years, actually 17 years, and then they renew it again for another 17, and then it's open to the world. So that's cutting off nice and clean. That's ready. So we're going to stop the freezing, and watch this. It comes out quickly. That's our ice cream, and it's got all that good stuff in it. Doesn't that look great? And we call that Cookie Monster. That's Cookie Monster ice cream. And it's just that simple. Oh, I missed. Almost. That'll be my portion. When Sammy gets older, she'll be in here sneaking in and licking it. You saw how careful I was to clean everything. I was talking to a group of people one day. I was standing out here, and I got this feeling that everybody wasn't listening to me. They were looking beyond me. And I'm talking about how to clean the machine and make it very sanitary and wash your hands. And Sadie, our old dog, was behind me, and she was licking the whole front of the machine. Well, come on up, and we'll try some of this. How is it?
They're quiet, so that's
Oh, good. I'm going to try a taste, too.
I got Oreo.
Mmm. I got chocolate chips. Now, we have an awful lot more here, so if anybody wants seconds, you can have it. Oh, okay. You got a question? Yeah.
How many different machines do you make?
How many different machines? We have, they go by how much comes out of them. 3 quarts, 6 quarts, this is 3 gallons, then we make 6 gallons, and then we make 11 gallons. So we have a large difference. And since we sell in a lot of different countries are different voltages. And other companies adapt their machine to what they have. If you were to take a hairdryer and go over to Europe, you'd have to use an adapter. Well, we don't do that. We look at the country that it's going to, whether it's Zambia or Tunisia or Saudi Arabia or Bolivia, and we say, what is the electrical voltage in Bolivia? And then we build the machine to that voltage. So that when they get the machine, it's as if they had built the machine had been built there. It's ready to plug in and go. And we're in a lot of developing countries because as countries grow, one of the first things they want is ice cream. That's a favorite, so they buy our machines. We have these on cruise ships. We just put 2 of them on a brand new Carnival cruise ship that is being built now over in Italy, and it'll be in service next spring. During past years, we've built a lot of machines for the Navy. We've been on all the aircraft carriers and even some smaller ones on nuclear submarines. And just about every place you can think of that people want ice cream, they put a machine. Yes?
What made you decide to come to Hernando County?
I'm sorry?
What brought you to Hernando County?
Oh, what brought me to Hernando County? Well, it was to get out of New York, for one thing. New York was, we were in New York City in the Bronx near Yankee Stadium, and it was very difficult to do business. And we came here. I had always, growing up, your age, I always came to Florida with my parents on vacation, over to Sarasota or down to Fort Myers. And so I went to school in Winter Park, which is next to Orlando. So I liked Florida so much. My older sister used to say that she thought I was actually from Florida and the rest of the family was from New York. But I love Florida, so this was the place where I wanted to come. And then we picked Hernando County because a very smart man named Sam Walton, who started Walmart. Sam Walton looked at this area and said, Brooksville, outside of Brooksville, is the perfect place to put one of his warehouses. A warehouse is where they ship everything to before it goes out to the store. And he picked this because coming down from New York or Chicago or San Francisco, everything is either going to come down one of two highways out here, Interstate 75 or Florida's Turnpike. And so he said this is the intersection where everything for Florida is going to be. And so that's why we picked this location. And I like airplanes, so we're on an airport. And the runway is just out back, and we get to see the Coast Guard helicopters land here. The Army has Apache helicopters hidden away in secret, they call them igloos. The only thing is we know where they are, so it's not that secret. We have private jets coming in. There's one gentleman that has a business that is emergency health. If you're over in a foreign country and you get a bad upset stomach, you can call him and he'll fly you back on what they call a medevac jet. It has a nurse and a doctor on board, and they will leave out of here and fly you anywhere that you need to go, whether it's to another foreign country or back to the United States. And he runs his operations out of here. We often I hear him fly over my house about 6 in the morning, the earliest that he can leave. And he's usually leaving for some place maybe 10,000 miles away to go save someone. So there's a lot of exciting stuff going on here. We have people jumping out of airplanes, which is not a good idea unless you have a parachute on. So it's an exciting place to be, and it's a lot of fun, and I have wonderful people working with me who build the machines. And after you finish your ice cream, we'll go take a tour of the factory. I'll show you how we build them. Yes?
Is this illustration the actual machine your grandfather built?
These over here, those are current machines. I'll pass around the original machine that he built. This was what they call the patent drawing, and that was what was filed with the U.S. government in order to get his patent, along with a description of everything that it did. And it was, at its time, it was unlike anything else in the world. So I'll pass that, you can show that. And I also have, for the parents, some videos to take. I'll tell you what, I'll leave them right here and just pick up one of each. It'll tell a little bit about our company and what we do, but it's a fun business. Yes?
Now, I'm sure a lot of us know we visit Papa Clyde's is probably one of the more popular ice cream places. Are they running maybe one machine, or do they use your machines? And
Papa Clyde's uses...
how many are they using?
Yeah, Papa Clyde's, I think, has 2 of them. He's got 2 locations now, but he has 2 machines at 1 location. And yes, Papa Clyde's has been using our machines for a long time and make a great ice cream.
How long, like each day when they go in and make the ice cream, how long does it take them to go and make all of their flavors?
Well, how long it takes to make the ice cream, usually what they'll do is they'll set aside a morning every 3rd day. And they'll work in a room like this, but smaller, and make ice cream for about 3 or 4 hours to build up their inventory of ice cream. I'll show you what I mean by inventory. I have an inventory of ice cream so that when I need it, I can just go over to my freezer and sell it. So here's a couple of flavors that I made the other day. This one's coconut. And let's see what this one is. That's just plain vanilla. And so I have a lot of these stored in a freezer. And so this becomes what we call in business the inventory. I can go to the freezer and get what I need. If you were going to have Oreo cookies in the house, you wouldn't have just 2 Oreo cookies and then when they were gone, go back to the supermarket and get 2 more. You buy a bag or 2 of Oreo cookies, and that becomes your inventory of cookies, so that anytime you need them, you can go to the cupboard and just pull out cookies.
Now, where would you sell your inventory ice cream? Do you manufacture ice cream as well?
No, I don't manufacture ice cream. I just make it for classes that I do and to give out to my friends. It's always a welcome gift to bring ice cream.
Yeah, you're my most friend, that's right.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We get invited. I have people calling from 172 countries. I take about 25 or 30 phone calls a day and about 80 emails. And that takes me from 6 in the morning till 10 at night to get all that done. But the way we sell our machines is I have classes of people who come in from all around the world, like you're here today. And we have them participate, and they get to see how the machines run. And so that gives them a good view of what we do. But no, the ice cream is just, but I do get a lot of requests. I've already heard requests from people who say, "You're coming to Thanksgiving, aren't you?" I go, "I suppose so." "And you're going to bring the pumpkin ice cream, aren't you?" And so, yeah, we get lots of requests that way. But no, I don't do regular functions, though. Yes?
The patent that you have, did you have to get a separate patent for each machine that you created? Because I think you said you had to pull 5 different machines. So this original patent is on the one that your grandfather made. As you've changed and grown over the years, did you have to update and change that? So that this way other people can't, you know.
Well, a patent runs out after 17 years,
Yeah.
and then they give you another, you can renew it for another 17. But patents are very expensive and very time-consuming. This is a device where I just push it and I pick the speed, I pick the product that I want. This thing says homemade, super premium, Italian ice, gelato, frozen yogurt. Nobody has anything else like this. But I did not patent it because I knew I had a great invention, and a patent can take 2 or 3 years to go through the process. And in that 2 or 3 years, I could get this out to the market and take over the market, which I've done. And I virtually have no competition because we're so innovative. And that was better than getting a patent. And it's so unique, nobody has been able to copy it.
Also probably too, your name is so well known now that people will probably pick your product over somebody else. So you don't necessarily need to keep patenting all your new ideas, I guess.
No, you don't need to keep patenting. And you do it by quality and reputation and how you run the business. We run our business like a family. When you call here, you will get Paula or Connie or any of the other people who work here, Crystal, Slade, but we pick up the phone right away instead of going through answering machines. And that makes a big difference in how the business is perceived. You know, we get to people right away. I give everybody my home phone number. They can call me on nights and weekends, which most people don't want to do, but I enjoy it. The day after Christmas, Paula and I were out on our small boat in the intercoastal waterway just drifting around, and my cell phone rang. And it was a gentleman from Bolivia. Bolivia's in South America, way far away. And he wanted to know how to make New York-style chocolate Italian ice. And it wasn't any crisis. He just wanted to know how to make chocolate ice. So I gave him the recipe while we're just kind of drifting in the intercoastal waterway. And I do it because it's fun, because now I can look back and say, because of me, there is New York-style chocolate Italian ice in a country that I'll never visit. So that's a lot of fun. And We had someone call this morning from Colorado, and she thought she had a problem, and I walked her through it, and she was back up and running in a couple minutes. My shark over there is, you've heard of the movie Sharknado? Well, I made, when Sharknado first came out, I got the shark and I made an Italian ice, which is sugar, water, and flavor. I made a cherry Italian ice, and I went and got candy corn, because candy corn is little pointed candies, and they look like shark's teeth. So I made Sharknado Italian ice. And I had the shark. I had one of my employees stand here and throw it into the room, which scared everybody. And then I introduced the Sharknado Italian ice, and I said, anybody who wants the formula is welcome to it. Nobody called. Nobody wanted it. It was a total bust. Nobody wanted it whatsoever. But I had fun doing it. And that's the kind of things that we do. How would you like to go see the factory? Okay. All right. Let's go see it. Woo!